Hello, I'm Coach Cory, financial coach with Financial Journeys. There are a lot of opinions regarding how much to spend on a car. Cars are very personal, so what you ultimately spend on your car will reflect a lot of different aspects of your personality. Are you looking for a flashy muscle car, an economic grocery getter, or maybe a safe family minivan? Whatever your preference, you have to know how to budget for your car. If you want to work through your vehicle budget with the video, you can download and print out the worksheet from the notes below. Now, when it comes to budgeting for a car, I divide the considerations into three areas: replacement cost, reoccurring annual expenses, and monthly expenses. The first thing we're going to look at is the amount you want to spend on a car. For examples, I will be using one of my two cars. I have a 2013 Honda Odyssey, which we paid $16,000 for, and a 2011 Chevy HHR, which we paid less than $5,000. We'll go ahead and look at the Honda Odyssey today. Now, we're going to use the purchase price as the replacement cost. Then, part of this calculation, you have to remember taxes and fees. Most states have sales tax, and all car dealers have processing fees. So be sure you include these. Washington State levies about an 8% sales tax, and $800 is about what I have experienced for dealer fees. The next factor to look at is the acceptable life of the car. So you need to find a replacement interval that fits you. Whether that's drive the car until the wheels fall off, or replace the car as often as the tires. Both are possible if you just plan for it. Knowing these two elements will help you when you're car shopping. Now, I'm planning to have a video on car shopping, and I'll have that posted in a couple of weeks. Now, I want to replace the family vehicle before it stops being reliable. This is something you have to have in mind when you purchase the car. I would be okay with replacing the family vehicle about every 10 years. Now we apply some math. You take your replacement price, plus the taxes and fees, divided by the replacement interval, in this case 10 years, and then divide again by 12 months. This gives us just over $150 a month. Not bad for a car payment, but we're just getting started. Once you have the replacement cost, you need to calculate the reoccurring annual expenses. First, let's look at those that are highly predictable. Registration costs. Now these vary state to state, and there may be one-time fees such as plate fees, emissions, filing fees. You'll need to do some research for your state and get an exact number. I've placed a link in the notes for a listing of 2020 vehicle registration costs by state. Today, we're going to use the average cost of $53.69. Next, we have upkeep costs. A properly maintained vehicle will last much longer than a neglected jalopy. And like most things, the way to afford these costs is to properly plan for them. These expenses are planned based on the vehicle you have instead of the vehicle you want. Maintenance can change a lot based on the type of car you have. Some cars require a lot of maintenance by virtue of quality, while others are expensive because of parts and labor are outrageous. I've placed another link in the notes below. This one is for average maintenance costs based on the brand of car you have. There are other factors such as age and mileage. They're in there too. Now, my van is 7 years old, but we don't put a ton of mileage on it. I do all my commuting and solo driving in my car. The van only moves when the family needs to go somewhere. So based on past experience with my previous Odyssey, I'm comfortable using the average 10-year maintenance costs from the site that I gave you. That's $8,400. Now this is a 10-year cost, and costs tend to go up as cars get older. So if you just divide that expense by 10, you can be reasonably certain that you will have what you need to cover repairs. Then oil changes. This is another highly variable routine expense. I just get the basic drain and fill with synthetic oil for about $35, and I go about every 4 months. But you can get a lot done at your local Jiffy Lube, so make sure you add in the services that you're looking to get done. Now, I do have a technician complete a full service about once a year at approximately $120. So that's 3 visits at $35 and 1 at $120. We'll just plug that into the worksheet. Then tires. There are two elements to tires: wear and tear and road hazards. There's nothing you can do about wear and tear except drive less or replace your tires. Now, I usually expect to replace my tires about every 5 years on the family vehicle. The experts say if you go 6 years without replacing them, that's when to do it because your rubber starts to break down. And since I always make sure anything I buy has good tires, I plan for one tire replacement during the 10 years I have my family car. The average price for a mid-sized tire is about $100 to $250. Since I tend a little more towards the economic side, I budget $150 per tire or $600 for a full set. Now, with road hazards, many tire shops will plug a nail hole or a slow leak for free, or maybe your insurance covers that. Now, I don't suggest purchasing a tire warranty for those reasons. Now, these minor repairs can be done for free or for very low cost to you. Just look it up on YouTube and you can do it yourself. But I do budget about 10% of the replacement cost for road hazards, so that's another $60. That brings us down to optional items. There are car washes, detailing, and subscription services. Now, I like having a clean car. I live out in the country where there's a lot of dust, so I run the car through the car wash once a month at about $7. That's $84 a year. Now, I don't get the car detailed. I've got kids that like to help out, or my wife and I like them to help out anyway. But I do understand that the love of a clean car, so make sure those costs are on this list. If you have subscription services for your car, such as OnStar or satellite radio, get those on there. We're going to go ahead and add OnStar's annual subscription of $349.90. On the worksheet, I've added a few lines for other items you may need to add in. So now we apply some more math. We take all of these annual expenses and add them up. Now my total is $1,565. Then you divide by 12, and that gives us $130.41. We take our monthly vehicle replacement cost, add the monthly total for reoccurring annual expenses, and we get the amount to set aside every month for your vehicle. Now that we know how much to budget for our replacement vehicle, that's it. Are we done? Nope. We need to look at monthly expenses. These are separate budgeted items that are affected by the type of car you buy. If you're driving a Toyota Prius, but you're planning to switch it up on your next car, so now you're looking at an SUV, you have to look at the future costs for gas, insurance, and other items that may change with the car. There would be nothing worse than budgeting for a BMW, only to find out when you get it home, your insurance premiums have you down to eating ramen noodles. So do some research on the car you want to buy. Now that you know what it will cost to get it, find out how much it will cost to keep it. Check the gas mileage, compare it to how much you drive now. If your miles per gallon are going to change significantly, that's information you need. Call the car insurance company and get a quote on the same type of car you're planning to get. Yeah, the prices are going to change between now and when you buy it, but this will give you a good indication of what to expect. My advice is also to stick with full coverage. Dropping comprehensive from your plan because you're not legally required to have it will save you a few bucks, but having that safety net is better in the long run. Always remember that there are things that will come along that you can't plan for, but having a plan that covers the known elements will make you better prepared for the unknown when it shows up at your doorstep. Thank you so much for watching. If there's a topic you would like to see me cover, leave it in the comments below. And as you continue to work through your finances, tell yourself, I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way.